Hi, I'm Anna Roth. I manage WTA's hiking guide, and I'm really excited to talk a little bit about the volunteer writer team. The hiking guide correspondent team has expanded our hiking guide quite a bit over the 10 years that it's existed. We went from having, I think, a little bit over 2,500 hikes when I started, and now we've got well over 4,000. Having 49 other volunteers that I can rely on all across Washington means I can get on-the-ground local knowledge that's done by people who live in the communities that they're hiking in and around. We've got folks who are former teachers, we've got engineers, but really the most important thing is that they're hikers, just like you. What I ask the team to gather when they head out to research a trail is information not only about the trail, but also how to get there. So our driving directions are very specific, and they include local landmarks that as a driver or as a passenger, hopefully you won't miss as you're helping navigate to the trailhead. They're all over the state, from the Tri-Cities to Yakima, Bellingham, Longview, Seattle, everywhere. Since this team is now 10 years old, there's folks who did their original write-up in 2014 or several years after that. And in that time, a fire may have come through, or maybe a flood, or maybe a road has washed out. And I've had multiple people on the team come to me and say, like, hey, I wanted to go see what happened here. Maybe the trail really got ruined and they've offered a write-up saying like, hey, this is like no longer hikeable. So it really varies what we focus on, and it's sort of a combination of what we want to have highlighted and their local areas that they really like. The local knowledge that the team can provide and the filters that we have available on WTA.org and in our app all work together to help hikers have the broadest selection of hikes in Washington, and with all of that information that's locally verified. I always recommend, if you're new to WTA, to create a My Backpack account, to be able to save all of your hikes that you want to do to a list, which is also accessible even if you're offline, if you have the app WTA Trailblazer. It's so great to hear from everybody when they send in their drafts and they're like, this was such a fun hike, or in some cases, this was a miserable hike, and I can barely say anything nice about it. But hey, any information is good information. I love having that relationship with them. It's also really incredible to see the number of times people are willing to go out and do this research to provide information for WTA. One of my most prolific contributors was Alan Gibbs. He, I think, wrote close to 100 hikes. He was incredibly meticulous. Unfortunately, he passed away this year. And his write-ups were really useful for local trail systems before signage was really good on Tiger Mountain. You could really rely on his write-ups to help you find exactly the right route that he had also hiked and enjoy what he had seen. Thank you so much to everybody who's been on the team for the last 10 years, or even in the last 10 years. Whether or not you're still part of it now as an active contributor, you've made a huge contribution to WTA's hiking community. Thank you so much for a wonderful 10 years.